Welcome to Taranaki Foodies with Area 41.
The tastiest food show on the Most FM.
Hello. Welcome to Taranaki Foodies with Area 41. It is the tastiest food on the Most FM. And we're here today with Nathan Griffith, who is primaring today as my co-host because Warwick is away. And we have amazing guests today. Our guests are not only beautiful looking, as you can see when you're peeking behind the scenes at Facebook Live, but they are also very healthy. Food aficionados and health well-being coaches Agni Bhorkar and Claire Rapera, enthusiastic team of the Flex Fitness Facility. Hey, hello guys.
Hello.
Sure. Hi everybody.
How about we listen to our first song? And the first song is called Healthy Food. Working? And while we're preparing to listen to the healthy food, I would like to have a little chat about a Flex Fitness Facility, which is quite a unique place in Taranaki. So for those who are peeking behind the scenes, we are recording it on our Facebook group page, which is called Taranaki Foodies with Area 41. And also we have recording on YouTube and Twitter. Please follow us on all socials. We are omni-channel of the Most FM. So our videographers today, Aidan Williams and Nathan Griffith, he's doing two jobs. And my first question is actually for Agni about his name, because when I prepared for the show, I made a little research, and Agni means fire. It's also the name of the god from Sanskrit, who is responsible for transformation. How suitable it is for those people who are coming to the gym and to the Flex Fitness Facility. Agni, tell us about your ancestry. How did you get the name like that?
Oh, well, my mum decided to go a bit against the grain and name me something that too many people are named. And so, that's pretty much it. You'd have to thank my mother for me.
Awesome.
Great lady, that one.
Wow. And in Russian culture, there is the roots of a lot of Russian words actually came from Vedic culture. We have the name, which is
Green button.
which is saying that it is Agni, which means огонь, or огонь, which is also similar to the Sanskrit word Agni, right? Do we have the song? Is it playing?
No, song.
Now? All right. Sometimes we have this, and it's really good because we still keep talking to our guests. And also Claire has a very interesting origin of the name. So it's French, and it means enlightening, illuminating, illustrious.
Oh, all those things.
So we have fire, we have light, and the same studio of the Most FM, which is pretty amazing. So did you know, do you have any French origin?
My mother just loved the name. There's a few different ways to spell the name Claire, and the French way is with the I. So she just preferred that, and I suppose she just liked the sound of it. And all of my siblings, they all have names from like ancestors, but I just have a random name, and it just happened to be Claire.
Well, Rapera is the surname quite well known in Taranaki in sports area. What is your connection to the Rapera family?
Yeah, so we're all whānau. So the Rapidas here, they are the Taranaki lot, and my close little net of whānau are from the Waikato, but the Rapidas originate from up north. Ngāpui and my koro was a sibling of 18, so they kind of got spread out, across the country. And so when I moved here about 2.5 years ago, it was the first time I actually met my Rapida whānau here in Taranaki. And it was amazing because, when I saw them, I knew because we looked the same and they looked like whānau, and it was amazing. So yeah, it was really, really cool to connect with them. And it's so nice.
Well, because I'm not from New Zealand, when I first saw you, I thought that you're French or maybe Spanish a little bit. And it's quite interesting because I gave my husband a gift of DNA testing. testing some years ago, and it became a really good, interesting talking point at any meetings. And my tall, blue-eyed husband actually has 7% Nigerian in him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if someone tries to scam me, I know it's prejudice and things like that. I said it's your relatives were phony. So interesting how all these things come to the point where we are in life, and all our ancestors come, and all that we learned and know before, all our previous lives probably come as well. So talking about what happened in a previous life, how did you happen to be in Taranaki?
Well, so Aggie and I, we run a flex fitness in Hamilton. We have our little club in a mall, so we're quite restricted for space. So it was about time after we finished the block that we wanted to start a second club. So we wanted to find a region where there was no other flex that we could go and start one there. And we just decided to drive down to Taranaki one day, and we came on a really sunny day, and just seeing like the ocean and the mountain and the sun glistening on all those things, we just knew straight away that this is the place to come. And luckily we found an amazing site, and all the rest is history.
Yeah, exactly. We were deciding between Auckland and Taranaki, the one place that I guess we had never been. And so coming here was also awesome to see. There's also no other lifestyle club. And that's one big thing we wanted to develop, was it was not going to just be a gym area. It was going to be a lifestyle club which offered a wide range of services. And it was just nice to have a community of people that we knew would appreciate that sort of offering.
Absolutely. Taranaki people love fitness, and a lot of people do some things in the nature, like walking or exercising. Beautiful mountain there, and a lot of people go there on a daily basis and things like that. So it is kind of logical to bring a fitness club, but this is a new concept for New Zealand. When I used to live in Europe, fitness clubs, or in general health clubs, were very popular. So the one that I went to Ukraine had 5 stores. The first store was restaurant, and the 5th floor was cosmetic surgery. So you can go the whole lot, but you can actually live there. So if you have enough money, you can stay there in a suite upstairs, just go there. On the 3rd floor was a sauna and swimming pools and things like that. The 2nd one was gyms and things like that, and 4th was beauticians and hairdressers. So you can just go between us and live a good life.
That is cool.
Right.
I don't know, maybe it's superficial or something like that, but there is a demand for things like that. And I really appreciate to see in your club when a busy mom comes and trains so their kids do homework while using your free Wi-Fi, which is quite generous as well. So does it happen often, or is it just because I came, it was staged? No,
I definitely think it's not superficial. I think when people are looking for fitness facilities or just a place to train, a lot of places just can't cater for their lifestyle requirements. A lot of people have kids, a lot of people have work requirements. People can't just turn up at any random time, and so that's why we really wanted to create awesome spaces. We've got an amazing sun lounge, a Wi-Fi hub, those sort of things, so that we can cater for children. They want to do homework in the day of screen. It's not hard to keep your kids motivated for about an hour if they can just come watch some cartoons or do some homework, and it allows you to be able to go in for a workout or even just a 15-minute sauna. It's going to be better than doing nothing, and so that's what we really wanted.
Your club works 24 hours. How is this possible?
Cool. So we've got an amazing security system, and I think the big other thing is, for us, we've got an amazing membership base. We have a membership cap at our club, so we only really want people there that are in line with our philosophy in general. So it just gives people that little bit of convenience, the ones that are working shift work, those sort of things. We're also staffed with the largest health and wellbeing team in town as well. So we're actually staffed all the way from 6 a.m. through to 7 p.m. So it's just outside those hours, we've found that there are, a small percentage of people that like to come in while there's no one there or those sort of things. So it's just that one space for people to come whenever they want. You've got absolutely everything you need there, and you can just get away from the world. for an hour or two.
It's really amazing because I work strange hours. Very often I'm busy at night and during the day. So I come during weekend, and this is so soothing to see that there is space for everyone. So some people are just doing high intensity, and then some people doing hot yoga, and it's really hard because I've been in this. So and some people are just doing casual thing. Some people, I believe, doing some recovery because I saw some people with something strapped onto their feet or whatever. So how one thing can cater for so many needs?
I think the big thing that people forget a little bit is, as human beings, your bodies are designed to do a variety of things. As a kid, you're able to jump, dance, run, swim, play sport. But as we get older, we sort of forget that. We stop exposing our bodies to the variety it requires to be able to continue to do those things. And so eventually stop being able to do them. So when we can provide the variety that people want, things like yoga classes, recovery, programming, coaching, and plenty more, just make sure people don't have any excuses. So when they do turn up, if they're feeling a little bit unmotivated one day, they should just try something else. And I think people get bored with their training because they do the same thing over and over again. But if you can introduce a bit of variety into your training, you're going to be able to stick to it for your whole life, hopefully, and get the actual benefits from that.
How appropriate for a person whose name is God of transformation, basically. So do you think that when people come to look after themselves to get better health, they transform their mind first?
I think that the mind is far more important than doing the physical work, because doing the physical work, anyone can really do it for a short period of time, but the actual benefits are achieved with hopefully coming up with a routine that's more consistent, one that lasts for your whole life, ideally, without getting injured. I think the big thing that people get put off with training as well is eventually we all develop the same sort of injuries. Your knees, your hips, your back, elbows, shoulders, all those things with wear and tear do start breaking down. And so I think what we're trying to get people to understand is if you get your mind right, that general attitude towards training right, start wanting to have fun while you train and not just be a chore, then straight away, like whatever you're doing physically is going to be easy, even if it's hard, even if you're sweating hard. If you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to want to come back the next day.
I remember when I came first and I said that, hey, I'm coming with Nathan and he's going to be my gym buddy. Everyone was so happy saying that, hey, this is the road to success because you need a gym buddy to succeed. Claire, you were one of those people who were just sort of encouraging me to do it with the gym buddy. Why? What is the mystery of gym buddies?
Yeah, having a training buddy is it can be a great benefit. There are some people out there who love to put the headphones on and just smash out workouts on their own, but a lot of people do sometimes lack a little bit of self motivation at times, and also what I've found through my clients is that they'll often hold their friends and family accountable more than their own personal goals at times. So if you have a training buddy that is going to be, holding you accountable, someone who has similar goals as you, it just means that you have double the chance of excitement for that session, double the chance of a way to get there. One person could pick the other person up or whatever that looks like. And it's just a really fun way to, like Agnes said, create a good routine that's enjoyable. We always try to say to enjoy the process, not be so determined on the outcome, which means that instead of worrying about having a particular body in 6 months, why don't you just enjoy every session along the way, and then when you get that body, it's just a bonus,
Wow, this is pretty amazing. And I believe a lot of people do it for looking better, right? So you have a hairdresser salon there, which makes some really good male haircuts. I don't know, do they do female haircuts as well?
Yeah, they do women's cuts and everything. And I think, to say at some subconscious level, I think every single person trains to look better, and that's not anything wrong. But wanting to look better is not the way to get to looking better. It's actually going through the process of what's required and putting the outcome aside, because you could close your eyes and really wish to look better, but nothing is going to change the fact that unless you put the work in and do what's required, it's not going to happen. And I think people just get a little bit too stuck in the outcome, like Claire said. And the fastest way is just find people, like-minded people. The days where you're battling with motivation, those people might be able to bring you back in. And we've got a team that provides a lot of motivation. And so if you don't have a training buddy and things like that, we're always there to be able to,
That's
make
right.
sure you can give you a kick up the bum when required.
So what is the code of ethic of conduct in the gym? When you come into the gym and you haven't been in the gym for a long time, it's pretty intimidating. You don't know where to look, where you're supposed to not to stare at people, or where you're supposed to say hello.
Yeah.
And do you actually approach the coach and ask things? So how does that work?
Yeah, so with all our packages, the one big point of difference that we have is our one-on-one service. So as soon as anyone gets started, we actually offer free programming, free coaching sessions where we can take them through all of the equipment and those sort of things. We're always there. We've always got time to give. So if people need some help along the way, we're always able to provide that. We also have personal coaching packages. So for the people that want that one-on-one support on a weekly basis, then we also have some different packages for that. The code really is simple. It's just if you're a positive person, you put a smile on your face, you can do whatever you want.
Unless it's against the law, right?
And it's an awesome social. People made a lot of friends there as well. You can turn up with no friends and start meeting like-minded people at classes, yoga sessions. And soon, before you know it, you may not have a training buddy, but you probably might after a few weeks at the facility.
Well, it's pretty amazing. I've heard that you've been professional sportsman for a number of years, Agni. And
no, not quite a professional. I did want to become a professional.
Semi-professional?
No, well, I did want to become a professional golfer for 10 years. That to me was my number one passion, and I'm still, I guess, going to try and achieve that by trying to practice again. But I think, it was just awesome playing a reasonably high level of sport for a long period of time, because it just gave me a good understanding of what's required physically and mentally to try and succeed at many different things. And for me, golf is still the number one thing that has provided me enough life lessons to, I guess, succeed at business as well.
I can actually imagine you on a golf field. You would look really good in this.
Well, I do like golf. So,
but if you're a professional sportsman, you really need to improve your game. Isn't a gym a distraction?
No, I think people underestimate, and this is the trap that most sports people at a young age fall into. You fall in love with the sport, that's all you want to do, but eventually these kids or most athletes need to understand that your body will start breaking down past 20, past 30. If you're not looking after it, if you're not mobilizing it, if you're not actually training the things that are required to train, then eventually your body is going to fall apart and your sport is going to suffer because of it. And so I think that's the one thing is at a young age that I guess most schools, and unless you're really, really high level sports, you don't actually receive the support that you're required to know some of these things. Know that you need to open up your hips. You need to, mobilize yourself on a daily basis. Know that actually what you do in a fitness facility or even at home in your basement around the sport is what's actually going to dictate the quality of your performances on the sports field.
I have a lot of questions for you about the food you provide there, but before that, we might listen to healthy food on our ear. Awesome, you guys been talking for 20 minutes already. This is so amazing. There's so much content there, and the wonderful smiles and the passion. That's what is contagious. Other people go for other passionate people, isn't it? But it's really hard because sometimes when you're hiring someone, you can't really put as a job description being passionate.
I think you probably can do right? I think less and less people are worried about CVs these days if you get the right employer anyway.
Yeah, and those of people go for experience.
Yeah.
How many people are working for?
What over both facilities or just the
Taranaki?
in the Naki? I think it's just under 10.
Yeah, it's under 10, I think.
Yeah, just a little head ups. People prefer to be called the Taranaki.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the Naki.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So tell people every time I come, there is someone there. So someone at the reception, and there is a training coach.
So yeah, we've got pretty much the big difference between us and any other fitness facilities. All our personal coaches and trainers are employed by us. Usually, every other fitness facility, they are a contractor. So pretty much us as a facility offer everything from under one roof. So yeah, we've got a combination of personal coaches. Dan, who does a bit of everything, videography, designing, barber, barista. So
Videography, designing. Wow.
yeah. So we've got a large variety of people that sort of contribute to what we're up to. So yeah, that's been good.
The coach that you had a video with, Brian Vickers, like, is pretty amazing. Adam.
Adam's cool. Yeah.
As well. Yeah, so he's spot on. He came to our leadership group and he was like, "Hey, long lost friend." He was just totally belong there.
Yeah, he is really cool. Adam Harris.
So it's interesting how all those people with passions and different like a life paths navigate towards you. I've seen a lot of people that I know.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I think Taranaki's got a small place anyway, so you end up seeing everyone everywhere.
That's quite true. Right, we're going to slow down the song, maybe talk over it. And this was Healthy Food from Sesame Street Show. How again appropriate it is for our show. So what I was going to talk about is your healthy smoothie bar. I'm totally hooked, but sometimes I'm lazy to work out, but I have a smoothie.
Perfect. Perfectly fine.
Well, then I have a smoothie, then I feel cold and I go and do a little bit some work. And sometimes it turns from like 10 minutes into 1 hour, and it's quite good. So how did you come up with the idea that food, because in a lot of situations people are drinking already premixed drinks if they're doing sports or training. How does it work for Flex Fitness facility?
Yeah, so for us, smoothies are a really amazing way to get in a lot of, veggies and fruit into the body. And if you're living quite a busy schedule, which a lot of us do, then having something on the go is good. That's filled with not only like good macronutrients like protein and things like that, but also micronutrients. So focusing on all the vitamins and minerals, which is really important to pack those into smoothies. So it's just a really fun way for us to have a smoothie bar set up. So members can come, they can sit down, they can have a yarn to us, we can whip them up anything from a really delicious peanut butter powerhouse to a mango detox. We've got such a wide range in smoothies that there'll be something for everybody. So it's important to also offer something that people can have for a little bit of sugar as well. If they've had a really big workout and they require something because they've almost emptied the tank, or if they've arrived from a busy day and have forgotten to have lunch, then it's a perfect option, not too heavy before a workout. So like you said, Olena, it's a really good way to get a little bit of fuel in before a workout.
And also, there's a big talk at the moment now about all this protein and things that you add to the smoothie. So some people talk about like plant-based proteins. Some talk about collagen, which is also one of the protein products, right? So tell us what's the trends in this area.
I think people massively underestimate what goes into just good nutrition. I think there's always little fads and things that go around, but I think the number one thing that every person needs that is training is a form of protein. Where a protein supplement comes into it is just an easy way to get protein in you, especially if you don't eat meat and if you're not eating enough meals during the day, that sort of thing. Plant and whey, like the names sort of say for themselves, the pea protein is the one we use is really amazing and nice and nothing naughty. And the whey protein is just obviously from whey product. I used to be hard on whey protein. I've sort of changed to pea just to cut dairy out. So I think it's people's preference really. One isn't better than the other. It just might be better for you. And so I think people also need to do a lot of trial and error and just see what suits for their body. Some people have a bit of dairy and straight away, let the gas out or, and so I think people just need to be a little bit more open to just trying a few different things, seeing what their body works and not being too hard on themselves either, because, it's having a perfect diet is a fallacy and trying to get on that wheel, trying to have a perfect diet is the fastest way to be disappointed.
very good words. I should remember it. I should write it on my forehead and look in the mirror. But whey is a byproduct of cheese making and yogurt making and so many other things. So it's living more sustainable life because instead of going into the landfill and polluting the nature, it's actually can be extracted and used in the health and benefit products. So I tried both pea protein and whey protein. I didn't notice very much difference. But collagen, I mean, everyone talks about collagen for the beauty. And I mean, the collagen layer always keeps you wrinkle free when you're young, and then it kind of becomes thinner and thinner and thinner and disappears. So I believe this is also something on the rise because part of these things can be consumed like that, like through your mouth, and some of them can be topical and things like that. Claire, tell us, because you always look so gorgeous. So sometimes I'm just thinking that I'll go and see Claire and my mood leaves.
Yeah. So a collagen supplement is a good idea to take. We have it in our yellow trailer as well as an option to put in with coffees. We use the Nothing Naughty brand, which is a New Zealand brand that we really, really like. They have a supplement that's collagen that you can put into the smoothies as well. So ideally with collagen, it's like a rebuilder for the cells. And so it would be nice to take it in the evenings, just right before you go to bed is a good time to take collagen if you have a supplement for it. But if you kind of are someone who's quite busy and just want to get in when you can, then adding it to your coffee or adding it to your smoothies is also a good alternative. Yeah.
And it's good for men as well. So
That's right. It's good for all. Yeah. Because I think after the age of like 25, 26, your collagen stops rebuilding how it used to. So it's quite a nice option just to add.
I suppose males get wrinkles as well. It's just a problem that they sometimes look even better with the wrinkles.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So, what are your favorite ingredients in this smoothies? Because I know that you use the facility yourself. You train there. You eat. You drink. You just use sauna and stuff. So, each of you, what do you like the most in smoothies?
Yeah. My favorite probably is either the Black Forest or the Peanut Butter Powerhouse. Is a bit hard to go past. All our smoothies have quite a wide variety of things. Like the Black Forest has oats, berries, banana, and just quite a few other bits and pieces. The Peanut Butter Powerhouse, nuts, cacao, peanut butter. We've also started up a new smoothie, which is a peanut butter powerhouse with a coffee shot in it, which is for a person that doesn't drink any coffees. I think I'm probably hooked to that one as well.
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a date cacao peanut lover. So in any of those ingredients in any smoothies, that's the one that I choose.
How about you, Nathan? Nathan.
I was just thinking, we tried one the other day and it had something unusual in it, and it was do you remember what it was? It was the vanilla version of the Black Forest.
So it wasn't chocolate.
Breakfast.
Berry
Breakfast, and they had something in it. It was kumara or
one of them has kumara in it. So we do try and put a few little extra things that you probably wouldn't put in a smoothie, but you can't really taste them, and if it gets into your system,
we can. We're foodies.
Blend it all together, and it's good.
This one's great. The same concept with the peanut butter one. The Black Forest tastes a bit like a mochaccino because it's chocolatey, but the breakfast one, the berry breakfast, is kind of like the opposite of the Black Forest. It has very similar ingredients, but instead of being chocolate, it's vanilla, and I like that. So those are my two favorites.
It's very light, isn't it?
Yes,
which is why we try and provide different options, because especially with smoothies or any sort of nutrition, people that are foodies and we're foodies, like just having the same thing all the time gets very boring after a while. So having some options to be able to mix things up, and especially with smoothies, because it's just one of those things you can pack goodness in there, and just it's not so heavy on your body, and then you can just get stuck into your day before and after.
I can't eat peanut butter, but I can consume it in your smoothies. First time I tried it, I was thinking, I'm probably going to hate it. But I didn't. It was nice, and it's kind of enough amount to complement the taste of other ingredients. Okay. Which brings me to the next question. Why every smoothie contains banana? Because there are some people who hate bananas.
I think bananas are just one of those things, just a good way. I think people lack in putting the right type of carbs in their body. Banana is just one of those things that just helps sweeten the smoothie up nicely. It thickens it up as well. Good amount of potassium. And I think like one of those things, there's not enough in there for it to overpower the smoothie whatsoever. We've actually converted plenty of non-banana likers on our smoothies anyway. And the good thing is with our smoothies and with the level of service we offer, you just let us know if you don't want things in there and we can take it out. So just gives you the option of, we'd rather put more stuff in there than less, because it's just more goodness in your body. And
not necessarily, because there is a long-term discussion, like what was first, an egg or a chicken. There is a discussion, what is the best smoothie, puree or a drink? So what is the best smoothie for you? Is it a puree or a drink?
what do you mean by puree?
More liquid or more thick?
Oh, we personally like we don't like it runny. Our smoothies are nice and reasonably thick, I guess, but not too thick either. So I think it's one of those things that it's a personal preference. So if you let us know exactly what sort of consistency you want, we will be able to make it that for you.
Funny question though, because a lot of people come to me like, oh, I want more ice, I want more ice. And I'm like, I want far less ice, I want it to be nice and thin. So yeah, it's totally up to the person. As long as with your smoothies, you're keeping, all the, unlike just fruit juice where you get rid of like the skins and the pulp and thing, with the smoothies, we want to keep all of that because that's got all the good fiber and nutrients. So I suppose if you think of like a juice to a smoothie, I would always recommend the smoothie because it's got that little bit of extra, all the rest of it.
Yeah, smoothies are definitely smoothies are a good addition to your meal plan, because they are like a form of a meal. A juice is like a drink or a snack, whereas a smoothie, like, you can count that as a meal if it's good enough.
My problem is a similar problem to a lot of females of a certain age. I wanted to lose some weight, and we discussed it with Clea, because some people are happy about their weight and just wanted to get stronger or healthier. Some do want to do it. And she said to me, yeah, have some protein afterwards. And I was like, wow, I have more food after workout. So what's the secret of using protein for your workout?
I think the biggest misconception about losing weight is that you can do it by eating nothing. And the funny thing for people to understand is when you do that, you actually often put on more weight, because your body just isn't getting the nutrients it requires to burn the fat that it requires. And after workout is the prime time to consume a bit of protein, because that's when your body is in that there's a little window of absorption, that your muscles are all fatigued, you've lost all the, you're down on energy, and that's when you should have protein to be able to get it straight into your system. And I think people, if they can increase the amount of protein and just reduce some of the bad fats and things that they're getting, then you're probably going to be just as full, but actually get a little bit more benefit out of that.
And also have, when you eat to fuel your body, so you eat to be able to train effectively and efficiently. Whereas if you're turning up to the club, hungry with low energy, it's just not going to be enjoyable. So it's better to eat to feel fueled, to then have a really good workout, drink lots and lots and lots of water, and get good sleep. And that's
Sleep's
a nice
a massive one as well.
Fill me up on those sports drinks, because again, there is a mixed messages for me. And my grandma used to say, have chowders, not powders. Well, it was in Russian, but this is my best translation. So why sports drink are so popular, and why they exist?
When you say sports drinks, there are a lot of sports drinks. There's pre-workouts, there's just a large amount of things. We personally, even though I'm guilty of using pre-workouts every now and then, would really only recommend, say, a protein supplement. If you had to choose one supplement to use, that would be the one to use. Why they're there is that if you're really lacking a motivation one day and you have a choice between not training or having a small pre-workout, which essentially is just caffeine supplement, then have a pre-workout, because it's just there as a tool to be able to just get your energy levels spiked up. The main thing that you don't want to do is become addicted to them and just need one every single time you work out. It's just a personal monitoring system you need to have, where you're not overdoing anything too much. Like, it's the same as having 10 coffees. Like, that's not good. So like, if people just, and I think there's such a range of people, people that only have religiously one coffee, or people that have 6 to 8 coffees a day. And I think people don't understand, like, it's the same adage, which is like, anything in moderation is fine for you, but anything out of moderation will eventually kick you in the butt.
And I believe it's sometimes a fad, like some marketing products could be called sports drinks, and they have nothing to do with sport. They just have high content of sugar.
Yeah,
Colour.
yeah.
We are in an age of marketing. So like the biggest thing you also want to be wary of is not getting marketed to without you knowing exactly what you're putting in your mouth. I think especially, you know, go to supermarkets, little things like being things that are fat free or low in fat, yet they're just like a different version of something. Like we are in that age, we just got to be aware of it and just make better decisions on a daily basis. And that's really as simple as that.
Sports drinks can be a little bit like yoga or something when people say there's no obvious benefits. I mean, yoga's for toning, but like even things like massage and things, people might say there's no obvious benefits. And the energy drinks can appear that way. Although I did notice that you've got America's largest brand of energy drink, which is the C4 energy drink. And one of the reviews on there was a man who works out, saying that this was one of the few drinks that he drinks that he actually does get a boost from. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a fan of energy drinks in the studio. How about electrolytes? Because electrolytes is an endurance sport, right?
Yes, electrolytes are quite important, and I think, you know, little Powerades, or you can get little electrolyte supplements. I think people, before you start digging this deep into supplements, you need to also understand that these things are more relevant for people at a high level of operating in the fitness field. Like if you're playing high level sport, people are putting in massive hours and running, swimming, jump, whatever it is, and your body is getting depleted. That's when you need to add supplements. But you don't really need any of these supplements if you're just having a very consistent workout routine and having a good diet, just having a reasonable good diet. You know, veggies, meat, carbs, just clean, have enough during the day. You will get most of the things, lots of water. You will get most of the things you require. And so all of these little add-ons are when you're at that top level where you're just wanting to get that little bit of an edge. Make sure your recovery is good because you're having to put in days and hours of training, because that's when injury can come into it.
Oh, this is kind of like a science, isn't it?
It definitely is.
Yeah, so a lot of research and a lot of things that average people wouldn't have access to. So obviously they can go to the Flex Fitness and ask for it. But tell me, do you cook?
Do I cook?
Yeah.
I used to. That's a great question for me, actually. I used to cook, and then post-COVID, I decided that just too busy to cook for myself. So now I mainly eat out and have my 2 smoothies a day. So 2 smoothies, 2 meals is my thing that I work with. I do a bit of intermittent fasting as well. So I eat inside an 8-hour window, and for me this works because I don't have to spend all day and night worrying about food. I just have 2 meals, 2 smoothies, eat inside a particular window, train well, eat and sleep well. And for me, I don't want to be thinking too much about food. I love food. I want to eat exactly what I want to eat, and so I don't want to cut down on the things that I don't want to cut down on.
Awesome. Claire, what about you? Do you cook?
Yeah, I do cook. I am a flexitarian, so I love seafood. I don't eat any meat as such, but I do love all veggies and all things. And I quite like to cook food that's nice and simple. I've recently been playing with herbs and spices, so like just grabbing stuff and just chucking in the pan. It's been pretty successful so far. Sometimes I overdo it with 1 or 2 ingredients, but I try to remember so next time I don't make the same mistake. But yeah, I do love cooking because I love eating.
Oh, I think it's a perfect time to listen to our second music piece, which is called Heavy Duty, music for extreme sports, devoted to Claire. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Needs to be louder though. Yeah, that's a fairly soft song. Would you like to? Oh, it's fairly soft, but there's much volume in our voices. Alina tells me something the other day. We were making pancakes together, and she really brought to light a fact that I had never considered before in my life. She told me that every ingredient that goes into a dish has some effect on the way it turns out. So in the case of the pancakes, we were using eggs. Sometimes people won't use eggs for the pancakes. And the big difference is the pancakes with the eggs go more crispy and formable. The ones without are fluffier. but this makes me think when you're talking about using all the herbs. Herbs are such a refined way to cook because every single herb is going to add a different flavor, and it must be exciting getting to know which herbs you prefer and things.
And we are back to Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 with our amazing guests, Agni Burkar and Claire Rappera, enthusiastic team of the Flex facility, healthy food aficionados and personal trainers. We listened to the song which was called Heavy Duty Music for the Extreme Sports. And while you were listening to the song, Nathan actually had a very interesting question. He was talking about spices and what sort of effect it has on the mood and outcome of the food, because the same food like plain pancake could be like a Mediterranean wrap, or it could be Asian small wrap or something like that, or it could be French cheese and something like that. So it could be so many different things. So what is your favorite spice at the moment, Claire?
Oh, at the moment, I've been adding turmeric to nearly every meal I make. So, like I'll put into my smoothies for breakfast. I cooked some salmon the other day, so I had like some paprika, lots of turmeric in the pan, some bay leaves and some other things. And I've been also enjoying Tuscan seasoning.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the other one that I like, because I've been getting all these single things, and I read that one had like 3 in 1. I was like, oh, what a bargain, what a deal.
Yeah, so it has probably parsley and something like basil.
Yeah, and rosemary, I think.
Turmeric is one of the best
Mm.
spices that I think everyone should also use. It's got massive anti-inflammatory qualities, helps you with, not being so achy, things like that. So people can add turmeric to their repertoire on even a daily basis, then it is going to be very beneficial for you. So.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we're coming to the end of our show, believe it or not. We're already talking for 40 minutes. Do you have any plans, anything happening in the Flex Fitness in the nearest future?
Yeah, so something new that we've been providing for all of our members and the Taranaki community are some interactive workshops. So far we've had an amazing workshop run that was covering goal setting, another one which was the topic Hero's Journey, and coming up really shortly we're going to have a member actually speak about buying first home and what to look for, how to go about that. He's going to bring a lawyer with him as well as a builder to touch on building inspections and things like that. So we just want to be adding some different types of value and different ways for our people to experience like health and wellness and happiness and all the things that it is.
And just spend more time in such a beautiful facility in the Flex Fitness.
That's right.
Yeah, in general, I guess for us, the main thing now, we've been open for just over 2 years. It's been quite a close-knit family there. So we're now just wanting to open up our doors a little bit more with like-minded individuals, businesses, and organizations around Taranaki to, work some sorts of partnerships together and bring just value to people, because it's not just about fitness and going to the gym. It's I always joke that we are in the motivation industry, and pretty much every single person in this world lacks with motivation in one form or another. So if we can work together with different people within the community to, help in different ways, then that's exactly what we're going to do.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming. We are going to listen the song which is called Beautiful People by Girl Power Gym Songs. Wow. So this is the end of the show. I'm going to say a few words from our sponsors after that. Do you have anything else to say?
No, it's good.
Oh,
It's
right.
good.
How did it feel? And of course, you can come to in the morning to our morning show if you want to. But this is solely about food and
cool, nice, very cool. Thanks for having us, guys. It's always nice to try something different and to get out there and
And when you have things like I don't know, this event, you can share it with the most as well.
Okay.
Most also has a unique thing in Taranaki. It's a gig list. So if any live gigs or something happening, and in general, you can also send something like a letter here. You guys know, and they can tell you or promote it or just put it in the news. Because community news exists in every show, basically, in every radio station. So this is another good workout song.
It's a good song.
How's your yoga, Agni?
Yeah, good. I've been doing quite a variety of things now, but yeah, no, yoga is good. It's just a good addition to my training, just because I've naturally been same thing, just haven't looked after being a male, never looked after being my flexibility and my hips and stuff. My back was real sore about 3 months ago, like I could barely walk at one point. So just I realized that I definitely needed to sort that stuff out, because most people will start suffering from these things like lower back pain and stuff like that. And it's not usually got anything to do with your back. It's got everything to do with your hips and core strength, how your glutes work, that sort of thing. So that's been cool.
And I can see great results, and this is Nathan, and I can see great results in myself because I'm more, I don't know, I would say confident, probably confident. I'm a very confident person anyway, but I feel good about myself.
You have a lot more energy as well, and I think like people just need to understand, like you especially if it's something that you only just started, like it'll be good for you to try different things and see what you like and don't like.
I'm going to come tomorrow to your yoga breathing.
Detox.
8:30?
Yes.
Yeah, 8:30,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Are you coming, Nathan?
Good.
8:30 is pretty early.
It's a good class that one.
So we need to bring something like tissues?
No, he has everything.
He has tissues, but yeah, if you want to bring your own little hanky or something, you can do that. Yeah.
How many people are there?
Nah, there's only like 2, so it'll be a very small class for you guys. So it'll be a good one to go to.
Yeah. Last time when we tried to come, we were 1 hour late.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so and there were about 8 people, I think, there.
Nah, so tomorrow it's a quiet one, I think, because it's a long weekend, so I think there might only be
Maybe just before we wrap up, you can say how people can reach you.
Yeah, sure.
Where you are, the best way, telephone or email or whatever. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to cool it down now. We didn't talk about your time on the blog.
That's fine.
You can talk about it.
Next time.
Welcome back to Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 and our beautiful guests today. It is Agnim Korkar and Claire Rappera, enthusiastic team of the Flex facility, healthy food aficionados and personal, I should use the word personal trainers, personal coaches. What did you call yourself?
Health and well-being coaches, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, how people can reach you if they would like to be part of this lifestyle club?
Yeah, cool. So we are at 42 Molesworth Street, just opposite the Bunnings, near the ocean. So people can just come visit us. The best way to get in touch is to either phone. You can just Google us, put us into Google Flex Fitness Facility. You can send us an email. All of our contact details are there, as well as just popping into the club and even asking to speak with either myself or Agni. We're always available to meet with people. We would love to meet you. Bring in your friends and your family, your partner, bring everybody along because it'll be something for everyone to try.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, message us anytime. So we're always around, so we'll always be able to take you guys through, give you a bit of a look through and just have fun, even free trial, that sort of thing.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. A few words from our sponsor, Area 41 on Brougham Street. Try their weekends bottomless lunch. Inquire on their website and socials. Bookings are essential. Ask their sommelier about their new wines too. And this is amazing because they renew their cabinet every 6 months. Thank you for listening to Taranaki Foodies with Area 41. Now we're going to take some selfies and post them on Instagram and Facebook. Tune in to 100.4 FM every Saturday at 4 p.m. Remember, there is a live recording of this interview online on Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 group page on Facebook. Meet you next Saturday at 4 p.m. on Airwaves. Bye-bye, my gourmet knobs. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.